and let's start off with Barbarian. This is a movie that was annoying to me at promotion time
Uh-huh.
because the promotion is horseshit for this movie. I hate it. I hate the way they did it. They have these trailers and they don't tell you nothing in it. And then all the people that watched it and when it first came out were like, "Don't go in blind, man. Go in
Yeah.
blind." And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I will watch this in 15-minute increments and I will I'll do exactly what I did because I wanted to know what the big deal was because I hate being burned. You know how bad I hate being burned by
Oh
something
yeah.
like, and they were setting it up to be like one of those big twist things that like really it's a blow your mind, which it's not. But but I went straight to Wikipedia and I'm like, plot, read the whole thing. And I was like, that sounds cool. And then I went and watched it. I have to do that more often or I'll never watch these modern movies because they don't want to give me anything.
Right.
It's either like in the case of a shitty movie, they'll give you everything in the trailer, like all the good stuff. And then in the case of some good movies, they don't want to give away any fucking thing. And then everybody's worried about spoilers. A spoiler should not ruin a good movie. If the movie
Right.
is good, it should be able to stand on its own fucking legs, just like they used to back in the playground days when your friend would tell you the whole goddamn movie. And you'd be
Right.
like, all right, well, yeah, I got to see that. And then you'd go and watch it, and he had added shit, So like
Right.
I'm fine with plot synopsis. And this one had a great one. But the summary on IMDb says a woman staying at an Airbnb discovers that the house she has rented is not what it seems. Nothing that gives me nothing. It could be anything.
Right.
So that's the kind of you know give me a fucking treat. Give me something like the movie we're going to talk about later, Terrifier 2. That trailer gives you a lot of fucking stuff to look at. There's a
Right. And
lot of
there's still a ton left too,
yeah.
yeah.
But anyways, I'm not going to try to compare these two because
Right.
they're two different animals completely.
Exactly.
But it's written and directed by Zach Cregger, who's fucking whitest kids you know. He also did Miss March, that movie that he did with Trevor. What was his name? God, R.I.P. Uh, was his name Trevor, right?
Uh I
Whitest,
see Miss March, but it's been a long time.
the lead guy in Whitest Kids. Can't think of his fucking name. I feel like a piece of shit because I love that show and that
Yeah.
dude. Um, anyways, regardless, Zach from Whitest Kids You Know, and he did a great job.
Yeah.
Like I think there's really something to be said. I haven't seen anything Jordan Peele has done at all. I haven't been interested because of the way they promote this shit. The same reason I didn't have any interest in this. So
Yeah.
maybe I would like that stuff. I have no idea, but I have heard he's good and he was a comedian first. There's really something to see comedians go into horror. Uh,
Right.
it's I think it's a natural thing though because they kind of have the same thing like there's like a same sort of thing, a punchline or a scare or the same sort
Right.
of.
There's a setup and then the payoff.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah.
But yeah, I personally would have swapped Justin Long and Bill Skarsgård's characters just because I think they already wanted you to think Bill Skarsgård was a creep, like the way they directed him. He was giving off vibes, and also he's got the whole Pennywise thing. So I think he would have been a better piece of shit at the end. And Justin Long is just always getting killed. So, you know,
Spoiler alert.
yeah, by the way, we're going to spoil this, all of
Yeah,
this.
spoilers will be peppered through this whole thing.
If you should know that already, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Um, the editing was sharp, but deliberately jarring at points, which kind of bothered me a little bit. Like I hate it when they do that to try to keep you off kilter. Like even whenever they went back and the flashback scene, the aspect ratio changed.
Yeah,
And also it was shot different. It was shot like more of a
50s TV show, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just completely different. And that's cool. And I actually think that they will do a prequel movie about that guy. I mean, they have to, I think, because they didn't give enough
Right.
of that character. Uh, but better get it quick because that dude, what's his name? The old dude. Oh, fuck! I should have wrote it down. He's
He's
not.
the yeah, I know. I can't think of his name either. But
Uh,
yeah, he's been in a ton of stuff lately. So
but I think the mother character was effectively used. It was a pretty cool monster. I think that it would have benefited this movie to have a few more of these deformed offspring, like down in the tunnels and stuff. I think
right.
it would have made it a little bit more rich of the story and stuff, because what they were saying is this guy is like capturing women and raping them, and they're having babies down in this horrible
Uh,
catacombs or whatever.
yeah.
Um, I think that the effects look really cool, but it's nothing we haven't seen before. So that's the thing that was like, when everybody's like, it's gonna fucking blow your mind. It's like, I mean, not really. It's the sort of thing that would be down in a cavern type thing. You know, like you've seen it in a million different movies about people spelunking in caves or whatever, you know. Um, but it's different. It's got its own things. Um, yeah, and Justin Long's death was so cool. Like
Yeah.
he, first of all, his turn at the end, his heel turn, his real serious heel turn at the end,
Right.
and then him getting that what he deserves. You know, that was
Right.
just, and it looked cool. But for a first time horror release from a comedian, I mean, you can't have a better, release. I fully expect, like I said, a prequel or a sequel of some sort. It's just that people love this thing. I gave it a 7 out of 10. But what do you say?
Well, yeah. First off, I wanted to tell you this something I read, and I don't know if this is true, but a guy said that I was first off, all these people I know are like dissecting the name barbarian. Like, what does it mean
Yeah,
to be a barbarian? What I read was that it's actually just Airbnb in an anagram. Barbarian is Airbnb.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
which I think is hilarious because I saw a lady like basically talking about how men become barbarians at a certain point, and I was like, yeah, you're reading way in too much into this title.
Yeah, and that's the
But
thing,
yeah,
like comparatively, we watched these two movies, and I've seen so many people say, and I threw a thing up on TikTok, which one is better?
right,
And there were so many people that were like, Barbarian has more story and Terrifier has no story. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. I feel the exact opposite. There's not much story here for
right,
me. You don't get a real backstory on any of these characters except for Justin Long, and you could have cut that shit the fuck out of the movie. But
yeah.
that's just my opinion. Anyways, get back to your thoughts.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, but no, you're right. You're right on that. But so that's probably my complaint about it. So I'll just start with the complaint first. Is that there are things that are weird choices in here that are red herrings on purpose because
Mhm.
they're like, look how smart we are, you know. And I loved it. I went in blind, as you said, right? I
Right.
didn't. I just saw that trailer, and I heard people at work say that was really good. I don't want to give it away, so I thought I was going to see Sarsgaard being the creepy motherfucker that he is, and
Yeah.
keeping this girl in this house or something. And I got a monster movie, so I was blown away, surprised. I was like, this is cool as fuck, you know?
But like the
Um,
thing about your surprise level, I want to know,
yeah,
because the way that everyone puts both of these movies, have been discussing them, is that it fucking blew their goddamn mind. Now, we've watched a ton of stuff on this show.
yes,
Did either of these movies blow your mind?
no, no, no.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't game changing. It's
Stop.
just done in a different way. It's Hills Have Eyes set in the
Yeah. I
suburbs.
just want people to calm the fuck down. Okay.
Yeah,
These movies have plenty of promotion. It was everywhere, everywhere.
right.
They
But
don't.
but Bill Sarsgaard was great. I mean, his whole setup was fantastic. I love the way that he played it. That you thought he probably was creepy or working with somebody in the house, right?
Mm,
When she sneaks in that one night, and you're thinking, "Oh shit, he's got a partner," like that's really cool. The girl that was the lead was great. I was like, "Wow, she's really good," Like my favorite part though is how realistic the cops are.
oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my experience with the police are nothing like Law and Order. Okay, my experience with the police are they show up, they're not very helpful, they don't really want to be there, and they fucking leave, which is exactly what happened in this scenario.
Yeah.
So they threaten you too because they're fucking on a power trip. So
Especially
I
in that neighborhood, right?
yeah,
Like, they didn't want to be in that neighborhood.
Right.
Which, by the way, how the fuck did you get to that neighborhood? You go through that neighborhood, and you're not like, nah, we're not gonna stay here
I don't have one
tonight.
friend that would have been like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to stay in this Airbnb." They would have just drove straight on to wherever the fuck they were going, dude.
Yeah,
Extra large cup of coffee, whatever it took, you know.
yeah.
So, but anyways, back to it. I love the way it was shot. The music was amazing. I loved all the little nuances, like you said, the fact that it goes to a different aspect ratio when they do the flashback to the 50s or 60s, whenever it's supposed to be the height of this neighborhood. Really cool. This guy for a first time out, man, Jesus, he really hit the nail on the head.
Hmm.
So I gave this one an 8 out of 10. I can't wait to see what this guy does next.
Yeah, I hope he
Um,
keeps it up for sure.
I
It's
had no complaints when it went off. I was like, I would buy this on 4K tomorrow if I could. So
mhm. Yeah,
that was
it's very good.
yeah.
The one thing I still wonder about it is like, okay, Justin Long owns this property blindly. He bought it, for whatever. He was just buying a bunch of stuff when he had a bunch of money, and he
Right.
was trying to invest. There are real estate people that go through a house, and there are people that tell you how much the house is worth. What do they call it?
Inspectors
Yeah,
and appraisers.
they would
Yeah.
have went through, and they would have seen the door in the basement, and they would have found all of this stuff and got killed probably by the fucking thing or whatever. But there would have been people on that house, like, and like, how's the rental process work? He has no idea how any of it works. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that part is a little bit not fleshed out. It's just there for convenience, you know.
Yeah.
Like, why is this guy that's not involved at all showing up now, you know?
Hmm.
Which they could have done easily by just saying he was the landlord and these people never contacted him. What
Right, but
happened?
how's there a guy living down in these catacombs with monsters and stuff, and there's not one person
Yeah,
who's like got a report of that or anything?
right. The one homeless guy in the
Uh,
neighborhood knows about it,
uh,
right?
and
Don't
why is
go in
he still
there.
there? If you're a
Yeah.
homeless guy and you know that that's happening in that neighborhood, you move on to a fucking, first of all, go to a nice place. If I
Right.
ever became homeless, I would be in those rich people's fucking ass all the time. I'd be like leaning against their bushes and shit. They would never get
Yeah.
rid of me. It would be
Like, go away, give me $20 and I will.
you need
Yeah.
any work done? I can clean up trash. And then I'd just be like dumping trash.
Yeah.
See a lot of trash
Look
here.
at all this trash.